Hi everyone, my name is JC of The Mindful Awakening and welcome to another episode of Mindful Mondays. Today we are using the Lightseers Tarot deck to get some clarity on what we can expect as a general collective for the week of August 2nd to August 8th. So without further ado, let's see what we can expect for this week. Show us what we need to see for the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies for August 2nd to August 8th. Please keep in mind that not all messages will resonate with you since this is a general reading. And if they do though, please make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe to my channel, and you hit that notification bell so you will be told every single time I drop another video. Storylines can also be reversed. So keep that in mind as the messages reveal themselves to us today. All right. Show us what we need to see for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energies of August 2nd to August 8th. What else do we need to see? Show us what else we need to see for August 2nd to August 8th for the general collective. Show us what we need to see. Really interesting. Really interesting. So I'm getting for our general collective reading with the King of Wands in reverse coupled with the Nine of Cups upright. I'm really feeling like we're slowing things down this week. We're slowing things down. We're not necessarily trying to rush through heavy emotions that we may be facing. And I can see with the rest of the spread here that we are, as a collective, going through a purging process right now, a releasing, as we continue to step into this new portal of creation. And with the King of Wands in reverse coupled with the Nine of Cups, there's such a need, a desire right now to connect with ourselves emotionally, to connect with ourselves on that type of deep level so that we can start to see our life for what it truly is, the ways in which we have held ourselves back, the ways that old storylines are still playing out in our present moment, how we are still being triggered by certain things that maybe for some of us we have felt that we have already dealt with or transformed. We're being reminded that there's still work to be done and that it's not necessarily about a destination, but more so this ongoing process in life of discovering things about ourselves, awakening to certain emotions, traumas, connections, being able to pinpoint these connections and really move from a heart space, from this space of love, generosity, empathy, and creation, not just for other people, but really I'm getting this is for ourselves. With the King of Wands in reverse, this is slowing down. This is the idea of like not rushing. And I get that the traditional card meanings may mean something else. I do read intuitively, but that's what I'm getting in these messages here, is this need to refocus less on like jumping the gun and rushing the process and having to get to that destination quickly, and more so about the Nine of Cups of leaning into what our heart is actually trying to say to us, is in finding these connections and making choices that actually do make us happy, even if on the outside other people don't understand, even if it may not be the popular choice at the moment, but intuitively you know that this is what's going to bring you joy. And I think there's such a big emphasis here on leaning into the uncomfortable in order to be comfortable, right? Like you can't release something that you refuse to acknowledge. With the Six of Swords in reverse and the Star card in reverse, we may be feeling a little bit sad, disillusioned, hopeless, fearful because there's so much out there, like unknown. And I think we're going through, again, the process of realizing where we have held ourselves back, keeping ourselves accountable to that, a mourning process for certain things that just are not going to work out, will not work out, will never work out. And the release of that as we step into something new. A lot of us are still in the process, yes, of welcoming this new energy, but of really like closing doors and old chapters of the things that no longer serve us, which again, the longer you're in this work, the longer you realize it's a never-ending journey. We will always be closing doors. We will always be closing portals. We will always be healing past trauma because we've existed for so many lifetimes. And it's almost as if we pass the baton to ourselves generationally through various timelines. Like, now I'm going to be dealing with this trauma. In the next lifetime, who knows what I'll be dealing with. But there's a never-ending process here of recognizing what these things are and lovingly releasing them so that we can make room and space to see, experience, and discover the things that we need to. There's a reluctance that's here, though. No one likes to be uncomfortable. We don't like pain. We don't like heartbreak. We don't like revisiting things that make us sad, make us angry, our low vibe energies. Especially in the spiritual community, lots of people are very woo-woo, love and light only. But when you're in the work, you do have to face parts that are extremely painful. But it doesn't have to stop there, right? Recognizing why it's painful, getting to the root cause of that pain, understanding that you can create something beautiful from that there is a release that happens when you open yourself up to receiving what these messages are from the universe through the moon card upright, and you are cognizant of the synchronicities, you are aware, you are looking for the signs to indicate that you are on the right path and these things are being revealed. When you're looking for things to be revealed, they will be revealed to you. Sometimes they show up even when you're not looking for it, but the problem is that sometimes in those situations, we do not allow ourselves to acknowledge that those are signs, if that makes sense. And here, with the moon card upright, we are in a space where we can now, like, we're looking for the transformation. We're looking to end these things. We are very aware of where we're held back. So we are looking for the things that are unknown to be known now. However, with the Tower card in reverse and the Eight of Swords upright, this is challenging. It's triggering. It's painful. It takes work to be accountable to our own healing. It takes work to love and accept and work through our shadow sides, even parts of ourselves that we didn't know were at work that are revealing themselves to us. I feel like as a collective, we are waking up to our role, our personal role in the demise of certain things that we wanted to work out a different way. And it does take work to understand that, to accept that, to forgive yourself, and to move forward. But there is still an energy here of being stuck in these old cycles, of being stuck in these loops, of wanting to give up, of feeling like this is too hard, it's too much work, and wanting to just work around what's already there and continue moving forward. The problem is when you avoid and you work around the thing, you still are trapped because you haven't healed it. The avoidance of these things, we cannot do this to ourselves anymore. Otherwise, we're gonna have the same thing happen to us over and over again because we're not learning what we need to learn. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups in upright. It is time for us to walk away from the things that no longer serve us. And this week, we, as a collective, may be going through some things right now that we don't want to have to admit to ourselves, and we do. We need to admit these things to ourselves now. There is no more walking around the giant elephant in the room, walking around the roadblock. No, we just have to deal with what reality is. and accept that we chose the roles that we chose in these circumstances. We can forgive ourselves for them. And, you know, sometimes certain things are not meant to work out. And I don't just mean in love relationships. I mean, like, even certain goals that you have for yourself, projects that you wish would have looked a certain way or turned out differently. We have to be willing to accept change. And to be okay with the shifts and the changes that have to take place in order to make room for us to be in alignment with where we're actually trying to go, which is not a low vibe place, which is not a space where our shadow side and our light side don't get along. It's actually a place of balance and equilibrium, a balance where, a space where all of these parts of ourselves are loved and accepted, and that's the space where we can flourish. I'm just going to pull a clarification card here on the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse. Judgment Day. Balance is happening here, whether it's, you know, facing ourselves or if it's involving other people, whatever your personal circumstance is going to be. This is no longer a time to cocoon ourselves and to hide away. This is no longer a time for us to see if like we can get away with not dealing with it for as long as we can. It's not working anymore. The stuff that we have been avoiding, we cannot avoid it anymore. Hiding is not working. It is no longer a time for rest. I mean, it is if that's what's necessary for you to come to grips with how things are. And it's also a time of action. It's also a time of release. It's also a time of no longer running away from yourself. And maybe that is what will create like hermit mode energy of needing to go within. And that is okay if that's what's necessary. But whatever it is that you've been running from, you can't run from anymore. The balance needs to be restored, and the only way to do that is to address these issues that are hidden beneath the surface. Let's see. The Moon card. What do we need to know about the Moon? One more shuffle. The Moon card shows what we need to know about the Moon. Yeah. Connection. We have the Two of Cups upright. This is a soul connection. Six of Wands in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse. This is working through the illusions of pain, the illusion, like our ego can sometimes play tricks on us. And sometimes with like the Six of Wands and the Five of Swords energy, both in reverse, I get the feeling that our ego wants to be validated. We so want to be seen. We so want to be heard. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want all of these things, but we act as mirrors for one another. So our need to hear that type of validation from outside sources is actually pointing to things that we need to work on internally, where it is that we are not loving ourselves, we are not validating ourselves, that we need to hear it from an outside source because we don't hear that for ourselves. We don't believe that for ourselves. And so the Two of Cups for me with the Moon card, something is being revealed about our relationship to relationship. And the core of that stems from the relationship we have with ourselves. So this Two of Cups is really, for me, we're learning about ourselves through a relationship with us. Is that making sense? Like our outside relationships are being influenced. They always will be influenced by the one that we're cultivating within. And so the Moon card, whatever is being revealed to you, I get that this is less about other people, truths about other people that are being revealed to us this week. What I really am feeling is truths about ourselves, where our egos have been taking up all that attention and needing that validation, and the way that it affects how we handle connection with ourselves and with other people. This really feels like a specific reading. I hope this does resonate with you guys. I hope it resonates with you guys. I resonate with this as well. And I'm hoping that as we work together as a collective to deal with these tough times, these tough emotions, through going inward, through realizing certain things, acceptance of ourselves, love for other people, love for us, that we can create more space to connect with ourselves and other people in a way that's more aligned with why we're even here, and to get off of it with the things that we refuse to deal with because it's hard and painful. We are strong enough, we are capable, and it is time to put certain storylines to rest. It's time to move forward. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope these messages do resonate with you, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.